In the divine splendor of Devaloka, thousands of celestial maidens were joyfully gathering flowers in the heavenly gardens. Devaputra Malbhari, who was exceptionally radiant and influential, was being adorned with these flowers. Some maidens climbed trees to pluck the most exquisite blossoms, while others carefully arranged them for Malbhari's adornment. The entire atmosphere was filled with bliss and jubilation. Amidst this enchanting scene, an unfortunate event occurred. A celestial maiden, who was perched on a tree to gather flowers, suddenly lost her life. Falling from Devaloka, she was reborn in a prosperous family in the city of Shrivasti. From the moment of birth, she retained memories of her past life. She carried only one resolute thought in her heart. Malbhari is my lord. I must reunite with my husband. I must attain his presence. As the girl grew older, her conviction strengthened. When she began to speak, she repeatedly uttered the same words. I must go to my husband. I must attain his presence. People laughed at her unusual behavior and ridiculed her. Soon, her story spread across the town and even reached the monks in the Sangha. Everyone began calling her Patti Pajika, the worshipper of her husband. Patti Pajika's mind was always devoted to religious and virtuous deeds. She regularly offered food to monks, observed the Upasata fast, practiced meditation, and upheld moral precepts. However, all these meritorious acts were driven by a singular purpose: to be reunited with her husband. Time passed, and she reached the age of marriage. She was wed to a noble young man from a prestigious family. In due course, she gave birth to 4 children. Though she outwardly led the life of a householder, her mind remained engrossed in thoughts of her divine husband from her past life. She tirelessly engaged in virtuous activities, serving the Sangha, listening to Lord Buddha's teachings, practicing meditation, and making generous offerings. Each time she performed a good deed, she silently reaffirmed her resolve. May these merits grant me the presence of my Lord once more. One day, she suddenly fell gravely ill. Her 4 children and worldly husband surrounded her, yet her consciousness drifted toward another realm. She took her final breath and departed from this world. The moment she passed away, she was instantly reborn in Devaloka. She found herself exactly as she had been before. When she opened her eyes, she saw Devaputra Malbhari surrounded by the same celestial maidens, who were still gathering flowers for him. Astonished, Malbhari asked, "Where have you been since morning?" Patti Pajika replied, "My lord, I have died." Malbhari was taken aback. "What are you saying?" he asked in disbelief. "I speak the truth, my lord. My life came to an end." "Where were you reborn?" "In a prosperous family in Shrivasti." "How long did you stay there?" "I remained in my mother's womb for 10 months, was married at the age of 16, bore 4 children, and spent my entire life performing virtuous deeds in your remembrance. When my worldly life ended, I returned to your presence." Malbhari, perplexed, asked, "What is the lifespan of humans?" "A maximum of 100 years. "Only that much?" "Yes, my lord, only that much." "And do they waste such a short life in idleness, or do they engage in good deeds?" "My lord, most humans live as if they have an eternal lifespan. They squander their time on meaningless pursuits." Hearing this, Devaputra Malbhari was deeply saddened. Meanwhile, on earth, the monks noticed Patti Pajika's absence and asked, "Where is Patti Pajika today?" The townspeople replied, "She passed away last evening." The monks were shocked. After their alms round, they went to Jita Grove to seek clarification from Lord Buddha. They asked, "Lord, Patti Pajika was deeply devoted to virtuous deeds. Her sole wish was to reunite with her husband. She passed away yesterday. What was her fate?" Lord Buddha smiled gently and replied, "She has reached her husband." The monks were astonished. "But Lord, her husband is still alive," Buddha explained. "Monks, she did not long for the presence of her earthly husband. She yearned for Devaputra Malbhari in Trayastrimsha heaven. And now, she has attained that very place. The monks fell into deep contemplation. Lord Buddha then addressed the monks. Human life is extremely rare and fleeting. If wasted in negligence, one's spiritual progress is hindered. Only through virtuous deeds, meditation, and wisdom can life be made meaningful. The monks, struck by this profound truth, reflected deeply. They realized, if Patti Pajika could reach her husband through unwavering determination, then anyone could attain nirvana through dedicated spiritual practice. Thus, this story teaches us that life is transient and should not be wasted in heedlessness. Instead, we should walk the path of virtue and wisdom to realize the ultimate truth of existence.